3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, thanks for hanging back out with us again. We got something cool to show you today. We're going to be using the Angling AI Cutthroats and the new mold they just come out with. And if you watched our previous one about that, you know there's a lot to do. So we're going to jump right into this. So if you're familiar with the Cutt Throat Shad, you know that first thing we have to have, there's different parts. We have to have the lead insert and then the fins, and then we can get to the fun stuff of mixing a color. So first thing we got to do is our lead inserts. I'm going to powder coat them, but we're going to use Blaze Orange Protect powder paint. And the reason we're doing Blaze Orange is because that's going to add another flare of effect in the final product. So it's going to be kind of like our bluegill imitation. So that's going to be that orange in the front. But I want the Blaze Orange was real bright so you can see it through the other colors. And it's real easy to do this. Let me show you how we do this. All right, so now if you don't know how this works, it's really easy stuff to work with. It's great. But we're going to take our lead inserts, and all you got to do is warm them up for a couple seconds. It doesn't take much. And get that nice and warm, just the lead. Then we're going to dip it in that powder, give it a little swoosh, and make sure you kick off the extra. And look at that. Now the directions on there say to make them even more durable, to bake them in the oven so they don't get banged up and cut up and chipping everything on rocks and everything. But since these are going inside internally, I don't think we need to even worry about baking them on because they're never going to touch anything. So we're just going to do this part. I'm going to hang this up real quick, get this out of our way, just so. Where's my lighter? And then look, let's do another one. Just real quick. Doesn't take much at all. That lead heats up pretty quick. Give it a little swoosh. Kick off that extra. Oop. Just like that. Oh, a little bit on that side, it looks like. It's still warm. Look at that. Fix that up. Alright, so we got 4 of the cutthroats to do. So we're going to go ahead and dip these ones real quick. Okay, so now we have, this is our fin mold for the cutthroats, and we also could shoot the fins right in the mold, you know, from the back. So what we're going to do is, I like to shoot these ones that are in the mold and that fin, just in case any of them don't work out or whatever, there's more than enough. So we're going to get, we're going to clamp this one shut, because we took the hardware off because we don't use it. And just to get the chill off it, because it's kind of chilly up here, we're gonna turn our hot plate on just to get it to a warm, warm setting, so it doesn't have that chill on it. And then we're gonna get ready to get a color ready for the fins. So it's recommended in these cutthroats, because of that insert, to make sure you got enough strength and everything, it's recommended to use a firm durometer. So what we have is Red Label, DeadOn Red Label Hard Blend is what we're going to be using. And we don't need much for the fins, so we just got about half a cup here. We're going to get that in the mic and get ready. And we'll get a fin color going real quick. Alright, we got our Red Label Hard here. This is for the fins, so for the color, I'm just going to use some mine dust. And I'm not really going to measure this out because it's such a light color. It's just like a hint of graphite and snow shine is pretty much all it is. So we just do a little swirl. I don't really want the fins dark, so this is a perfect color for that. Let's stir that in real well. See how gray that looks? Graphite looking that is, but it's really thin. You won't see much color. And that's all where it is for the fins. We're going to get this in and shoot them real quick. Alright, and the only single injector we have is this giant one. Always feels like an overkill. I really need like a little 2-ouncer. But we're going to shoot all those molds first and then the tail mold, the fin mold. Doesn't take much at all. Pop them off a little bit. There. Now we know we got plenty of fins. Just to be safe. I always end up throwing most of them away. Well, not away, but, you know, recycling them. But I just want to always make sure I got enough. So we're going to give that a sec to cool, and then we'll get the fins going. Okay, so we, those cooled down enough. So we're going to open them up, and then, see, I didn't push too hard enough on that one. All right. Hey, there you go. So those ones are good. Whoops. Just peel them off, and I'm just gonna set it in there for a minute until I get them all open. Alrighty. So we're just gonna go through, separate all these real quick, and then we'll put them in. Okay, so we went ahead, got all the fins in there. Now we have to put the inserts in. So all those painted inserts we just did, we'll grab those. And there's a neat little trick you can do to get them in there to set right. I like to put them like that. Josh, the owner of AnglingAillc, actually showed this on World's Worst Fishing video. But you hold it down with one, and then you got your molds all crazy backwards. And you can just set it on and slip it out. Now they're centered. So let me first flip these ones around. So it's easier. Okay. And see, just make sure they're going the right direction. Put them in the groove. Set that in there. And then set it down and slide it out. It's that easy. Next one. Whoop. Make sure it's in there. Once you get in a rhythm, it goes quick. Just like that. So we're going to clamp these up real quick. Okay. So that's all the tedious stuff. Now we're going to get to the fun stuff. So we're going to get to our colors. We got 2 6-ounce cups of DeadOn Red Label Hard. And we're going to get them in the mic. And we're going to get rocking on this. Alright, we got our 2 colors. And for our main color, the bluegillish, we're going to use DeadOn plastic melons. And I want 20 drops in here. And then from our pals at 8-Bit Baits, some pixie dust and the obvious bluegill. we're going to toss a pinch of that in there. Just a pinch, just to add that little bit of flavor of a bluegill, you know. And then, to flake it up, some turquoise from DeadOn in the 040. This, I really like. Where's my other? I really like this color in here. It adds a really good flair to it. And then, I'm real excited because now DeadOn Plastic has extra large flake. And this is the only flake I had to outsource from another company was this black extra large flake. And now DeadOn Plastic has extra large flake. They have a few different colors. They're gonna have more, but right now there's a few of the main color staples on there. So check that out. New size flake at DeadOn. And with all DeadOn, they do not bleed and they do not curl. And that's all we're gonna do for that. And then for the belly, I'm gonna use some more 8-bits. The gold highlight powder. There it is. The gold highlight powder. And that's all we're gonna do for the belly. It just put a little pinch of that in there. And that's it. So with all powders, you gotta really make sure they get dissolved real well in there. Make sure it's mixed real well. This is just the gold belly. It looks really cool. But I wanted it so it's still got, you know, the translucency, so that way you can see that orange insert that we powder coated. So there's that one. Let's stir up our body color now. Oh yeah, that makes such a beautiful shade. That melon already has a color shift ability to it, and then you put that hint of that bluegill pixie dust in there, and man, such a beautiful, beautiful color. All right, so that's in there good. Now I'm gonna bring them up to temp real quick, and then we're gonna get ready to shoot them. After we get them in the vacuum chamber, we're gonna heat them up to temp, get them in the vacuum chamber, then we'll meet you back to shoot them. Okay, so what I found best is when you're injecting these cutthroats, you got to give it time to get around that lead head, that insert. So I push it really, really, really slow. So I'm going to show you how I do it. And let's get going. We're going to draw up pretty much all of it because we're doing 4 of them. And I like to, like I said, I like to actually inject very slowly so it gives it time to get around that head, because if you go too fast, all your colors just go around it so quick they'll swirl together. So we're just gonna push it really slow, and that way it gives it time for each of them for the laminate to look right, you know. All right, ready? There, nice and slow. There we go. Nice and slow. And then hold for a second. Nice and slow. And last one. And hold that pressure. Then top them off. Always gotta top them off. And that's it. Make sure we get all that goodness out of there. Alrighty. Alright, they're good enough. I like to chop all that extra runner off the top, make it easier and cleaner to open. Alright. So, here we go. Oh, look at that. Very cool. See how you see that orange through it? The orange insert? Of course, the lighting in here sucks, but we'll take them outside, of course. Very cool, man. I love this mold. And see, since we gave it, so cool. Since we gave it time to get around that head, we got a good, nice, cool laminate. About halfway up. It goes down a little bit right here. But pretty darn good, you know. Which way is this going? Very cool. We're going to get these out and get them all laid out real quick. All right, here we are outside. It's starting to rain, so I'm kind of like halfway in the Jeep and halfway out. Ugh. But look at that. And see how I've got that nice laminate? You can see that orange in there. Very, very, very cool. Awesome. And there's only 3 here because, as you can see, we got one on our pole and ready to go. Heck yeah. All right, very cool. As you can see, they were for an order. 2 of them are for an order, so 2's for me. So you saw I put one on my rod. It'll be awesome. But hope you like this. Very cool mold. And if you're interested in those, they'll be available on our website, 513lureworks.com. And make sure you check out the Angling AI Cutt Throat Shad mold. And we always use DeadOn Plastix, of course. So always check them out. And then the new stuff from 8-Bit Baits. Make sure you check all them out. And we're getting real close to our new 2,000 giveaway, or 2,000 subscribers. So once we get there, we'll hit a giveaway. And yeah, we'll make things happen. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. And thanks for hanging out.
3, 2, 1.